Why is it that when we're high on life, when we've just heard that amazing news, when we've just got that job promotion, when we're madly, deeply in love, the world just starts to shine brighter. Everything around us just looks amazing, doesn't it? You look out into the environment, you're on an absolute natural high, and no matter what, it's raining, it's cold, normally you would think of it as being a miserable day. Suddenly it's beautiful. You feel compassionate. You want to hug everyone in the street. You just feel so empathic. You feel loving. You feel joy. You have a love for life. And everything in the environment just shines that much brighter. But what actually happens to that very, very same environment when we're going through really bad times in our lives? Let's say we've lost a lot of money, or we've been unemployed for a long period of time, or we're going through an absolutely really painful, broken relationship that's draining everything we have. And what actually happens to us in those times? We tend to feel this dense, dark energy. It seems to come around us 360 degrees, and it's like a weight that's weighing on top of us. And we look out into that same environment that once made us feel alive and have a love for life. And we look out into that environment, and what do we see? We see this miserable place. We see other people around us. We could be surrounded by family or friends, and yet we feel so incredibly alone inside. We feel so isolated. And you could even take it as far as you're in a very selfish mode, because what are you thinking about? Me, and you're thinking about me. So this is a time when you have retreated into yourself, you've isolated yourself, and you feel like you can't get out. So what's actually happening? Because outside there in the environmental world, nothing's changed. So what's actually changed? Well, I'm just going to take you into just a couple of minutes of a little bit of neuroscience. Every single second, guys, we have 400 billion bits of information coming in from this environmental world into our brain. We are being bombarded by these 400 billion bits of information, and they're entering into our five senses. Now, do we actually get to process those 400 billion bits of information? No, we don't. Our intelligent mega brain, super intelligent cerebral cortex, can only actually manage to process 2,000 bits of information a second. So what's actually happening to all of those other billion bits of information that we're not actually perceiving in our brain? Well, there's something called delete, distort, and generalize. It's something that I learned within NLP called the Metamodel. And what's actually happening is that based on our personality, based on our state of being, this is how we're going to perceive the world. So if you're someone who tends to normally have a love for life, you feel abundant, you feel compassionate, you're a very giving person, then you're going to perceive the world as being all of those things. But if you are normally a person that shrinks into victimhood when everything goes wrong in your life, then this is what you will perceive in your outer world. So do you see, guys, you actually have a choice. You have a choice of what you're perceiving from the outside and bringing into you. We only get to perceive 2,000 bits of information. So really, I'll leave you with this question. What are you perceiving in your external world? Are you living with a love for life? Are you choosing to be abundant? Are you choosing empowerment? Are you choosing to rise above that feeling of isolation and misery when things go wrong? Are you going to choose to rise above it? Are you going to choose to think greater than you feel? Well, I know I certainly give this a go every single day in my life now, and it is making a huge impact in my life. I'll see you in the next vlog.